Multiverse launching.
Well, Milt, I know you're just getting all set up there and getting everything put together, and you wanted to hear some crazy stories. Look, I really don't know what is going to, make it into the podcast. Being we got to keep this politically correct and all that. But I guess one crazy story could tell you, and again, if it doesn't make it to the podcast, use it for real or something. But I was about 16 years old. I was 16 years old, and this was in the Pacific Northwest, the Seattle area, just the suburbs of Seattle where I grew up. Well, the famous rock star Jimi Hendrix is buried outside of Seattle, and it was about 5 minutes from where my childhood house was. And I was just bored, and my buddies wanted to hang out. I wanted to go find something to do, so called the buddies, asked if they wanted to go hang out. They said, hey, what do you want to do? I don't know. What do you want to do? So we said, hey, one of them said, have you ever been to Jimi Hendrix's grave? And I said, no, I haven't, and I've always heard, really good things about it. He's like, well, maybe we go, smoke a joint, over, Jimmy's gravesite. And well, that's a good idea. So, I went and asked my dad for the car keys, and this time he had his recreational vehicle. That's back, in the days when parents, they would have a separate vehicle for a recreational vehicle, sport utility vehicle, if you will. Now it's just the common vehicle, but it was a Jeep Cherokee. And so he let me borrow the keys. Of course, he always gives me a lecture about being safe and all that stuff. And so we go, I pick up my buddies, and we go over, the next town over, which, funny enough, I ended up living 10 years for 10 years, I lived literally 4 blocks away from this memorial site. But so anyway, we go, and we, it was like an afternoon. I can't remember. It was like either a Friday afternoon or a weekend, a lazy Sunday or Saturday afternoon. And so we go, we have a good time. We're listening, chilling out, listening to music, and you have to walk up there, and we weren't being disrespectful and taking, radios and blasting music or nothing. But we got, we smoked some marijuana or some cannabis, and we were just feeling good and wasn't feeling any pain. And of course, I get really bored really easy. And I noticed off in the distance on the back of the graveyard is still part of the graveyard with all the dirt from when they, are making a grave, I guess, and digging the holes. They have to put that dirt somewhere, so they put it just right off to the side. And they were really cool, what do you call it? Mounds of dirt. And I go, let's see if the Jeep will make it over that. So for about 30 minutes, we're going back and forth, four-wheeling the Jeep. Jimi Hendrix's gravesite's like, right there. And once I got high-centered, the Jeep got high-centered, and I had to go to the memorial office and knock on the door and ask for help. And needless to say, they weren't happy about it. They did pull me out. They used a backhoe and pulled the Jeep out, but they asked me never to come back. But I've been back.
Click on the link to follow the episode and hit subscribe if you made it this far.